We just did a two-part series on antibiotics and the routine use of antibiotics in healthy livestock, either to prevent disease or as a growth promotant to make animals grow bigger faster. And we got a fair amount of pushback from the industry, not surprisingly. And one of the articles basically said, you know, the claim that antibiotic use in livestock leads to more resistance in humans is not supported by science. In Denmark, the banning of antibiotic growth promotants led to an increase in pig deaths, and it did not have a positive public health outcome. Basically, what a lot of farmers told us is, you know, we use it sparingly, only when we need to. But if a few of our pigs are sick, we want to protect the rest of the herd. So what is your take on the whole use of antibiotics? Because I know the CDC and many health experts say it is a ticking time bomb. And I just would like to hear from you in terms of what you both think.
It concerns me greatly. I think the two pieces you did were very, very important. You talk to the professionals at FDA, and they say this longstanding practice really needs to be thoroughly examined and changed. I think what the industry gets wrong, is where the burden of proof is what you have to show when you use a drug. Right? Before you use a drug, you have to establish that it's safe. There are real risks here. Using drugs in a non-therapeutic context, we have to do very, very, very sparingly. That practice really needs to be re-examined. I think these were very important pieces. I think this is a practice that has gone on for way too long without really being in public view.
Isn't part of the problem, Eric, is that we don't really know how widespread it is because there's no monitoring system in place. The FDA doesn't have access to a lot of these farms, and they say, well, they're monitored by veterinarians, and obviously people want to be responsible, but there's just no way to track it.
The vast majority of antibiotics in the United States, I think it's 70%, is being fed to livestock. And what I've tried to do in my work is show how livestock are being raised. And once you see these modern factory farms, you realize why there is this temptation to use so many antibiotics subtherapeutically. These animals are crammed incredibly closely together and living in one another's waste. And it's a perfect vector for spreading diseases. In poultry houses that have tens of thousands of birds in them, in the hog farms that have thousands of hogs crammed indoors their entire lives. If you look at a modern feedlot, it can have up to 125,000 cattle penned in together, living in one another's waste. Now, in the Middle Ages, human beings lived that way, and it was a perfect vector for the spread of all kinds of diseases. So having created this new industrial system, the meatpacking companies want to just dose all of their animals with antibiotics. As Denmark has shown, it's not necessary to do that. And I think your pieces were terrific. Oprah Winfrey was sued by the meatpacking industry some years ago for suggesting on her show that there might be mad cow disease in the United States. She was right. So I don't think you'll be sued. I don't want to see you sued. But this industry has a record of viciously going after anyone who criticizes their practices, myself included. And I'm a meat eater, and I'm not making an argument on behalf of a vegan diet, but some of the industrial meatpacking practices I think are very dangerous, and one of them is the overuse of antibiotics.